A convicted and registered pedophile accused of another disgusting crime. Good evening. I'm Taryn Asher.
And I'm Ruth Barrage. The 52-year-old Eastpointe man being blamed with kidnapping and raping a 12-year-old girl. Now he's in custody in another state. Let's get live to Fox 2's Jessica Duke. She has the latest on our top story tonight. Jessica.
Rupe and Taryn, it doesn't get more disgusting than this. Now, we've been working this Eastpointe neighborhood all day today, talking to neighbors, and a lot of them said they weren't surprised, which is a very odd reaction given the set of facts here. Those neighbors say they weren't surprised because they often saw this 52-year-old who lived in the house behind me talking to young girls in the neighborhood at length. Something just kind of felt bizarre about it to some of these neighbors, and some of those girls were as young as 8 years old. Now, the 12-year-old victim in all of this, she was able to bravely come forward. She was an impeccable witness in all of this, and it enabled police and the U.S. Marshals to track this guy to New York City just within 24 hours of this happening. In the overgrown house on the corner in Eastpointe, a 12-year-old girl allegedly kidnapped and raped Monday by a 52-year-old sex offender in her own neighborhood. The two had known each other in some capacity before the alleged incident.
She was brought back to the house, and then she was physically raped.
Police say he let the little girl go, and she was able to tell her story almost immediately to Eastpointe police, who moved in fast, executing a search warrant at his home where they found so-called trophies from other potential victims.
I can just say that there were other garments that were located that possibly belonged to other young people.
Sources say she recalled to police the comforter and even picked him out of a lineup. It seems like the suspect was tipped off and he took off to New York State. It's where U.S. Marshals tracked him and made an arrest during a traffic stop within 24 hours of the violent assault.
The allegations are such that we had to get him off the street for the safety of everyone.
Yeah, some pretty amazing police work there to think this all happened in just 24 hours. And those trophies, those so-called trophies that he was keeping inside of his house, police wouldn't elaborate too much on that, but it's definitely leading them to believe that there may be other victims out there. They're asking any of those potential victims to tell an adult to come forward and continue to move this investigation forward. Now, this man will be extradited. Usually it takes about a month or so. Unclear exactly what his charges will be, but definitely criminal sexual conduct and kidnapping. Now, as we said, we talked to neighbors earlier. Coming up at 11, they're going to break down what they saw when police busted in that door. That's On the Edge. Reporting live in Eastpointe, Jessica Duke, Fox 2 News.
I mean, she was just 12 years old. I know you said you're going to speak to neighbors at 11, but is this something that seemed almost common in the neighborhood? Did anybody see this happening before, where he would talk to young girls?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Taryn. We were hanging out here shooting a little bit of video, and people were coming up to us, and they had different stories of, yeah, I saw him talking to this little girl by his car, and this one went around in the backyard. So it seems like this was sort of a common occurrence, and it goes back to what I said. They're not necessarily shocked that this guy has been arrested.
Yeah, especially because he is a convicted sex offender who was registered at the time. All right. Thanks, Jessica, for that. We look forward to your report.